It's Muppets Most Wanted. Wait. Hold that thought. Hello? What is it, Megan? Yeah, hold that thought. Hey everybody. Whew. Sorry about jumping the gun on that gag. I was just a little excited for today's movie, Muppets Most Wanted. Ah yes, the Muppets. Those hapless characters from the 1970s who put up with a lot of physical abuse for the sake of our entertainment, even when appearing in stories as sad as A Christmas Carol. The show went off the air in 1981, but that wasn't the last we had seen of the Muppets, as they showed up in some spin-offs and feature films up until Muppets from Space in 1999. Then it was the last we had seen of the Muppets for the next 12 years. But then, Jason Segel stepped in with a pitch for a brand new Muppet movie, and in 2011, the Muppets hit theaters, to critical and financial acclaim. So of course, a sequel followed. Welcome to Short and to the Point, where I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. Okay, Megan, cue the music. Megan. Phenomena. 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 When did she leave to go shop? Ah, forget it. It's Muppets Most Wanted, with our very special guest stars, Ricky Gervais, Tina Fey, Ty Burrell, and a bunch of other people!
The Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
Why do we always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like a kind of torture
To have to watch the show.
But now let's get me started. Why don't you get me started?
It's time to get things started on the most
sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
Camilla, your uncle's calling.
So, right from the get-go, Muppets Most Wanted points out that the sequel is almost never as good as the original, complete with a song and dance number, right before Dr. Butts and Honeydew reminds the audience that this is technically the 7th sequel to the original Muppet movie back in 1979. Ironically enough, the previous Muppet sequel actually has the highest rating on RottenTomatoes.com. What are the odds of that happening? Nothing at all. So what's the story for this movie? That's what the Muppets themselves try to figure out, right before a man known as Dominic Badgie suggests that they go on a world tour to expand their audience. Dominic, played by Ricky Gervais, comes across as a corrupt executive producer who only seems interested in profits and not the kinds of risks his ideas could make. Kermit is noticeably nervous about this world tour because if it doesn't sell well, that will mean the end of the Muppets. Kind of like if Muppets Most Wanted doesn't sell well, it's gonna mean the end of the Muppets. That's pretty thought-provoking considering that the last thing that the audience would want is for the previous film, which was all about saving the Muppets, to go to waste. Then again, siding with Dominic doesn't really matter because it turns out that he's actually in league with a criminal mastermind known as Constantine, who bears a striking resemblance to someone we all know.
It's not easy being mean.
Constantine is a fun villain due to the ridiculous levels he enjoys being evil, while Dominic serves as a good straight man villain to him. To make a long story short, Constantine sets Kermit up to be arrested and takes over the Muppets so he can use their performances as cover while he sets out to steal the crown jewels and set the rest of the Muppets up as fall guys. That's a pretty decent setup, as it relates back to the fact that the Muppets just came out of retirement by having Dominic take advantage of the fact that they need help securing their comeback. Aspects of the Constantine plot are somewhat clever and even a little surprising, but I can't delve into that due to spoilers. But I will say that it does make for some very good comedy, especially when Constantine gets into fight sequences. Now, while the plot is simple enough, the main problem with it is that our attention is split three ways due to the fact that we have to deal with Kermit in jail, and then there is Constantine, and then there is Ty Burrell and Sam the Eagle as incompetent members of Interpol and the CIA respectively. There is no problem with having more than one story going on, provided that the execution is good. But it isn't really good in this movie, and as such, not every plot is fully fleshed out, with the police storyline getting the worst treatment in my opinion. Ty Burrell as Inspector Jean-Pierre Napoleon feels the most wasted of the very special guest stars in my opinion. His comedy is good, but it also feels like he's just there to give Sam the Eagle somebody to work off of, and as such, his character could have been played by basically anybody. There's nothing that special to the character, more or less, is what I'm saying. Tina Fey is treated better as Russian Gulag officer Nadia, who was comically serious, but also has the heart of a schoolgirl. But come on, this is a Muppet movie, so let's get back to the Muppets. Unlike the Muppets, where there was a subplot between Jason Segal's character and Amy Adams, Muppets Most Wanted puts the focus back on the Muppets. The trademark Muppet humor is still there, and even though I didn't laugh out loud at every second, I still found myself chuckling throughout. But just like the last movie, there is still plenty of heart in this film. Maybe not as much as the last one, but it's still there. Most of the drama deals with Kermit and Miss Piggy's relationship problems, and you would think that those problems would finally be resolved by now, but Kermit's a frog, so of course he gets cold feet about everything. Kermit also feels like the other Muppets don't want or need him due to how they side with Dominic, and it isn't helped by the fact that they don't come to rescue him from jail. Granted, the reason why the Muppets don't rescue Kermit is because they are too stupid to realize that Kermit's been replaced by Constantine, and while that is mostly played for laughs, it actually does get played for drama a little. Overall, Muppets Most Wanted is still a satisfying film. While it's not as good as the original, the movie still has a lot of heart, and the humor is still spot on, and the story is half decent also. I give it 7 forgotten Muppet characters out of a possible 10, and I do recommend it for a theatrical viewing. This has been Short and to the Point, and I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. Now then, hey!
Phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.